Alright, so let's learn about some of the shorthand CSS properties for the grid row and the grid column. And after that, in this video, we will learn about another CSS property, which is the grid area. Okay, so if I go to the documentation on MDN, as you can see, this is the syntax. So if I just put only one value, then what does that mean? It means that it is the starting position. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go here, and as you can see, I'll just comment out a bunch of things here. So I'll just comment out all of these. Okay, we will have only two elements here. Okay, so for example, what I want to start from here. So I just want to move this particular element down a row. So how I can do that? Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go here and just comment out everything here, and I'll comment out this thing here as well. Okay, all right. So I just want to move that particular element here from the first row to the second row. How I can do that? I can do that by using the grid column and do something like, first of all, what I have to do, I have to specify the starting position, which is 2. If I do that, oh, all right, so my bad, I have to do grid row. Okay, so row, if I do that, so as you can see, our element is here. So when we are saying only one particular value, okay, then it is indicating the starting position. Okay, and also if I just hover over this grid row, as you can see, there is the syntax. Okay, grid line and slash the grid line basically. So the first grid line is for the starting position and the second grid line is for the ending position. So what I have to do, I have to do a slash to do the ending, and I can add the span as well. But for now, what I'll do, I'll just do something like 4. Okay, hit save. So as you can see, the row is now spanning across from 2 to 4 line. Okay, and once again, what I'll do, I'll just do something like this. So this is a little bit more visible here. Okay, all right. And then what I can do the same thing for the column as well. So grid column and do something like what exactly I want here. So this is good. So I want to start from the column 1. Okay, so I want to start from the grid line 1 for the column, and I want to span across 2 columns. So span 2, I can do that. If I do that, then this happens. So we are getting this square basically. And why we are getting the square? Because our container is a square, right? So if I just make it something like 600 pixels of height, then we are not getting the squares anymore. Okay, all right, so I will just change it to 800 pixels. And here, as you can see, this is the shorthand CSS property for the grid row and the grid column. And now you can just check it out here as well. As you can see, we are having this particular syntax as well. Okay, and here what I can do, I can search for another CSS property which is called the grid area. Okay, all right, so this is the grid area, and here as you can see, this is the grid area documentation. Here a bunch of things are going on. We will definitely discuss them in the upcoming videos, but I am very much interested in this particular syntax. So this syntax is basically, the first number is for the row start, the second number is for the grid column start, then the third number is for the row end, and the fourth number is for the column end. Okay, so how we can do that? So we can combine these two things inside of the grid area as well. So grid area. Okay, and here, first of all, what exactly we had? So first one is for the row start. So what exactly our starting row? It is 2. Okay, then we have to add a slash. Then the second one is for the column start. So where exactly our column is starting? It is starting from 1. Okay, 1. Then we have the grid row end for the third value. So we can do something like 4. And then we can have the grid column end for the fourth value, which is span 2, something like that. So if I just comment out this and save, and now go to the browser, as you can see, the same thing happens. So here, what I can do, I can change up the things as well. I can do something like span 3. If I do that, now our element is spanning across 3 columns. Okay. All right, so as you can see, this is how we can use the grid area. And once again, it is a little bit confusing to begin with. And I always confuse myself with all of these values. So for simplicity, what I do, I usually use the more specific CSS properties such as grid column start, grid column end, or I can use this shorthand properties as well, where inside of the grid row, the first value is for the starting value and the second value is for the ending value, and same thing goes for the column as well. Okay. So all right, these are the grid row, grid column and grid area CSS shorthand properties.